Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Angel, and we are here in the San Bernardino Valley Desert at 29 Palms, and we're about to go flying today in Coronado's 185. Now this is not the big tire version, and you'll have to forgive me, but I wanted to take you guys out to a gorgeous little spot I found, and I'll share the link with you so you can enjoy it too, because this is fantastic when it comes to our flying fun. Let's get our chocks out of this, and the fact I get to play with 24 features with a 185, I am super happy. I love this aeroplane. I've been flying a lot since I took the review of it. It dropped in beta, and it is very good. Must say I'm a big fan of it. We've not got a super long trip today, but we will doing a little bit of a talk on some history. It's not usually one of my warbird trips, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it all the same. I'm sure all our doors are latched as they should be. Let's hop on in. Okay. So if you're curious about how to open those, it's a roll of the mouse wheel. We'll just have that one for now. Okie dokie. Let's make sure we are on both tanks of fuel. In fact, we'll just burn left actually for now. So our tail wheel lock down there, we don't need to do that right now. Let's make sure my avionics are off for the time being. There we go, that's where it should be, and that is cracked. Fantastic. Clear prop. Okie dokie. Everything else on there. Set the cowl flaps where we need them to be. Go close that down. I love the sound of this engine. It sounds lovely. Run 1200 for Unicom out here. Got everything tuned up and ready to hit the road. Now, today, we're heading out to Amboy. We're here at Kilo November X-Ray Papa, which is 29 Palms. But it's not 29 Palms, it's like 29 Palms something else. Self or something. I don't know these airports sometimes. But, yeah, 29 Palms Self. Because that's a thing. There's another 29 Palms down here somewhere too. Yeah, there, that's it, 29 Palms, the proper one. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's like the GA version up here. But we're taking off, we're heading across the mountains here, heading to this little spot here on Route 66, which is Amboy, California. That's not Route 6, that's a train line, but you'll get the impression. And I'll tell you why on the way, because there's a very famous location there, which we'll get to see. Right, everything's looking ready to rock here, so we'll get ourselves taxied out towards the runway. I am having such a whale of a time with the 185. This thing is lovely. Okay. Looking good here. We don't need the entire runway, so we can enter part way. Once she gets moving. She's definitely different to the original 185 from FSX, but I haven't flown obviously anything like this in 2020. But I'm very glad that we're getting it. There we go. Might be our only runway entry is at the end. Running the wheel panted version today, just because I do like this as well. Like, I'm not a big fan of that because obviously it's not suitable for the bush. But I do like to do a bit of classic tail dragger GA flying every now and again, and this is in that category. And the pants on the real one would give us a couple of extra knots. Not many, but some. Our winds are dead calm today out here in the desert, and that's a small van. Let's not hit him. So our flaps are manual, of course, in this, which is very useful for a bush plane, and they're working just fine. Controls are free and clear. Good. I love the variety of AI we see at airports now, but I will say, seeing a bunch of military aircraft at civil airports is a little bit derpy at times. I wish that would be changed. Seeing a bunch of Texans parked up. And, is that a Talon? That looks like a T-38 Talon. Tiny bit weird. We're not going to put any flaps out for our takeoff today. We don't need it at all. Okay. Let's get her out here on the runway. And we'll be off in no time at all. Okay. Okay, let's make sure everything's set. Tail lock is on. Let's make sure our trim is where it needs to be. Yep, there we go. Okay, rock and roll. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Let's do this thing. Okay, responds quite nicely. Very little placid sway off that engine, which is useful for a 300 horsepower. Perhaps a little bit more torque would be expected, which is not very threatening at all. Okay. Covered up nicely on runway heading before we head to our north over the mountains. Okay. Just keep ourselves runway heading for the time being until we hit the junction. And I just can't get over the looks of this plane. She's a beauty. The 170 was good, but the 185 is just a little more for me. It's just more. The hours I spent in this in FSX. Ugh. I remember my old Campbell Aviation livery on it, and it was all I wanted. That and the 206. Okay. Pull our prop pitch back here. Set our trim nicely. We'll go 24 for now whilst we're climbing. Not bad. Okay. So, what's so special about this part of the area? So, Amboy is an unincorporated community in San Bernardino County in the Mojave Desert, which is where we are now. It's west of Needles, east of Ludlow. It's on historic Route 66. It's about 60 miles northeast of 29 Palms, and that's about 97 kilometers for those of you who speak metric. And its busiest district still has a post office, a restaurant motel, and a Route 66 tourist shop. And that is where we're heading today. Now, as of 2024, only the gas station was open and the population was 0. But we still have it. Now, it was first settled in 1958, and the town wasn't really established until 1983. And it was actually a little engineer from the Atlantic Pacific Railroad who created the town as a series of alphabetical railroad stations that were to be constructed across the desert, and Amboy was the first in that series. And it became a boom town after the opening of 66, and of course that's when it really struggled after that point as the freeways came. So it's very much, if you've seen Cars, or you know the general history of the Route 66 downturn, it'll make sense. Now in 1938, Roy's Motel and Cafe opened, and it prospered due to its isolated location. By 1940, the population of Amboy had increased to 65 people, a whopper. Now its growth was tied not only to tourists, but to the Santa Fe Railroad, which passed through, on its way between Kingsman, Arizona, and the MSFS Barstow, California yard. Now during that Great Depression of World War II, from 29 through to 45, tourism obviously declined nationally, but the remaining travellers' need for lodging and meals and gasoline kept the town busy. And it remained that way until the opening of Interstate 40 in 1973, which bypassed Amboy. And as you know, that did that. The one business remains open, but the population in Amboy is now 0. Now, it's south of the Granite Mountains and the Providence Mountains and Mojave National Reserve, and it's near the Amboy crater, which is to the south of it. Not sure we'll pass over that. We have some beautiful desert terrain to look at here. We'll go outside so you can get a better view of the terrain and the pretty nature of everything whilst we talk. I just like to be able to keep my eye on the instruments. So, yeah, it had 10 surviving buildings in 2007 and a population of less than that, which was advertised at 20. And of course that has just dwindled to 4 in 2014, then down to 1 and then 0. So it's not quite a ghost town yet, as that business keeps it open. And that business is Roy's Motel and Cafe. Now, it had gasoline, food, lodging. It had the whole retro future aesthetic of the era, the period. And it was one of Route 66's most famous characters, which was Buster Burris, purchased Roy's from his father-in-law, Roy Crowell, the man who the property is named after. Now, he ran that through till 1995, and it was originally opened by him as a service station, with his wife Velma, very 1940s and 50s. But either way, going through all that history, of course, this place, the routing of the old National Trails Highway, and its successor, of course, Route 66 through Amboy, saw a huge growth in business, of course, there. Now, that town got sold in 95, yes, the town, and Buster, he moved to 29 Palms, where he died in 2000. The town was owned by investors, Walt Wilson and Tim White originally, not the other way around, not Walt White and Tim Wilson, that'd be hilarious. But it was used for photo shoots, it was used in movies, and unfortunately it got lost in foreclosure. It was repossessed and sold in 2005 to Albert Acura, who died in 23. He was the owner of Juan Polo restaurant chain, if you know that one. Acura offered $425,000 in cash and promised to preserve the town and reopen Roy's. Obviously that never happened. And that whole deal encompassed 490 acres, including the whole town, and the Route 66 landmark Roy's Motel and Cafe. Church, post office, and 3 gas pumps, 2 dirt airstrips, which was where we're going. Just check, actually, we're still on track here. We are just about on track. We'll just correct ourselves a little bit before we head back outside. Enjoy the scenery. Pull that power out a little bit here, as we're just about good. There we go. Let's get the aircraft configured comfortably for what we want out of her. There we go. Let's keep nudging it around a little bit. But yes, in 2008, Roy's did reopen. Renovations cost like $100,000, and it was planned to have more stuff open there, but as of 2014, it remained closed for a lack of basically potable water. The motel was still closed in 2015. The gift shop is open in the cafe, and the gas is available on request. The motel has been used as a stage for art exhibitions. But since his death in 2023, Acura's efforts being continued by his son Kyle, the hope is the town can continue to grow. Roy's has attracted some well-known regulars. Actor Harrison Ford and Anthony Hopkins have photos on the wall there and visit when their schedules allow. Harrison Ford, who we know owns a Beaver, he regularly flies in and lands his plane on the airstrip where we'll be landing today, which was one of the first built in California. So that's a bit of a fun news for you there. Now, the former Amboy school adjacent to Roy's closed in 1999 after the last students moved away, but we'll see the sign for it once we get here in game. And then in terms of media use, 1986, The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer, filmed in Amboy's. Roy's was setting for TV commercials for Quest Communications. Enrique Iglesias' music video for Hero was used for it. And the film Live Evil as well. California Gold was featured there. And a few other bits and pieces in this one too. So it's been used in quite a lot of things. It's been in the 18 Wheels of Steel Holland video game, in Blur in 2010, and they came to rob Las Vegas. The heist film also is set near Amboy. So there you go. Some fun little factoids for you that hopefully will be alright to be interesting in the slightest. But I thought you'd enjoy some little bits of facts and story time here. Let's get ourselves back on course. We drifted wildly off there. But we're nearly across here. We're in fact on our way down. So we'll drop in here. And I'm not sure if we can see the crater. Unless it's there. That might actually be it. We'll go look for it. That is a mine over there. So we'll try and get ourselves back on course here and head towards the crater there. See if we can get a visual on that as we come through. But we'll see the railway line. But quite a cool area, and hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of the history there. The whole reason behind this trip is purely for the airfield, because someone created this as a scenery, and I can't think of a better way to commemorate something that's essentially, for the time being, dead. Because not only does this give us a beautiful place to visit in the sim, especially now we can get out and walk around, I think landmarks and famous places are more important than ever. It'll be this black area ahead of us. I think landmarks and such as the mine over there. Landmarks and things like this are so much more valuable because now we can get out and see them. We can go visit them. We've got things like Friends' crosscart, and we have planes that can come and land, helicopters, other aircraft. We've got ultralights now. We can go explore these wonderful places across the planet that just might never be heard of or seen. I've never heard of Amboy, California until I found this scenery, but because of it, I get to explore a piece of historic Route 66, which is exciting because obviously we all know about things like Route 66. We know all about the history of the place and what it involves, and it gives us this greater sense of exploring that world that Flight Sim's always given to us. And the more people that go out there and they create custom models of various things, especially now with collisions, so you can walk around, climb up things. We live in a fantastic world where we can experience and enjoy places that we'd never have the chance to go to. Thanks to Microsoft, of course, I got to go and see in Asobo, I got to go and see Arizona and the Grand Canyon. I got to see a bit of Route 66, of course. And I got to at least see this part of the world. Now, would I like to go to the Mojave Desert? Absolutely not. But I can't imagine any reason why I'd stop at somewhere like this and find it, but to have the opportunity is super cool, at least in the game sense. So there's the crater up ahead of us here, this big black splodge. Let's have a look outside, shall we? As you can tell, very, very fertile land. Not. I think that's a chemical facility or something, or a mine. It's one of the two. But that is the crater over there. We'll go take a look at it. Am I going to try and work out what that thing is? Absolutely. So give me a second. The Amboy crater, let's have a look at this, shall we, as we arrive. It's a dormant cinder cone volcano, rises above a 70 square kilometer lava field in the eastern Mojave Desert, Southern California, within the Mojave Trails National Monument. It's equidistant from Barstow and Needles, where the Amboy is, near the town of Amboy in San Bernardino County. It's meant to be 79,000 years old, or about 5,000 years. Here it is. And that's not soot like it's gone off, it's just there's vegetation here because of the volcanic material. It's formed in layers mostly of vesicular panaho during the Pleistocene geological period. There we go. Pleistocene. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that properly, which, considering I've studied the subject, is quite embarrassing if I don't. But it's been a while since I've said it. So, basaltic lava plains here. Interesting, very fun. So obviously a big attraction to the area, people could say they've climbed a volcano. But yeah, a cinder cone volcano here. You can see plenty of trails been run up it. It's very dormant. Yeah, last eruption was over 10,000 years ago, so it's pretty safe. And of course it was used as a location for the 1959 movie Journey to the Centre of the Earth. So there you go. Apparently it was used in there, but they used matte painting to help change the shape of it to simulate something in Iceland. Go figure. Right. Enough of that. Let's go to Amboy, shall we? And get to see the real exploration here, because you're going to be blown away by this scenery. I will, of course, include a link to this in the description, as always. There's our strips, by the way. We've got 1 and 2. Didn't do this in the test, by the way, but we have a fully adjustable, clickable visors. Always nice to have. But here is the train line, of course, and the road that crossed it. Of course, they caught it with the train right there, which is super cool. And there is Amboy the town, and Roy's, most importantly. Because, yeah, this scenery includes Roy's. The motel, the restaurant, the gas station. Everything. We're going to explore it today. After we land at the airfield. There's the post office as well. But, oh god, my head went funny. Yeah, there's the whole thing. See? And don't worry that we're about to make a quick circuit round here and go set up to land. Because we're going to get out and walk around, because we can. Alright. Isn't this awesome we get to do this stuff in the sim? That's a whole ass thing there. Yeah. This is the best thing about 2024. That we can get out and walk around these cool places. It was amazing in 2020 when we had the drone camera, of course. But there's something slightly more visceral about being on foot at the size of a person. Okay, we'll circle around to the shorter runway. So, that's up where it needs to be. Flaps are down. Now, I have landed here before, so I know they're clear of obstructions, which is useful. Yeah, imagine Harrison Ford just tootling out here in his plane. As you do. Now, imagine if the place was actually open. It was like the 1950s. You could fly in, get a burger, stay at a motel, fly back the next day. That'd be awesome. I can almost imagine the 50s music playing right now. It's also kind of why I got the wheel pants on my Cessna 185 here. Gives that retro feel. Okay, flaps are good. Let's drop the nose round here. It's a little short and narrow, but we should make it work just fine. That's it. Slow down, please, girl. A little bit of speed killed there. Oh, that's it. There we go. Good girl. There we go. Nicely done. Still kind of finding my beat with how this thing likes to land. Which is not bad at all. It's a bit of a low one, but she just seemed to kind of bleed speed very slowly. Okay. Pull up here at our very convenient hangar. At Roy's Airport. Okay. Right, should we hop out? I think we should hop out. Okay. Right, I have to turn my head tracking off because it doesn't like it when you're on foot. So we're all pulled up here and tied up. Let's go check out the airport, shall we? So there's some NPCs here, of course. We've got one aeroplane parked up. But this is Amboy, California. We'll start around the front. Got restrooms here. The men and ladies. Crown Vic, always love those. Now there's a good barbecue going on here. Some of the guys have got some stuff going. We've got burgers. I will have one of those. I think I'm a bit hungry. Want to sit at the gas station and have your burgers? Have some fries, have a milkshake? You could do just that. Yep, Route 66 gas station here. And of course the restaurant here is just this, but it's from the actual one. Now what's not is over here at the restaurant. Yep. So the original owners. Now that, I believe, would be... trying to find the names here. That would be Roy Crowell and Velma Crowell. Photos of the actual place. This is where the restaurant will be. Some hotel stuff. Very neat, isn't it? And yes, that is an actual post office over there. Yeah, a USPS office. Probably not very used. You can't really go in it, but it exists and it is there. A whole very well constructed building, but we've got more to see here. Right. So what's this here? Can we read this plaque? Trails and rails through the Mojave Desert. We've got a whole sign here. If you want to pause and read that, you can. So yeah, go ahead and pause if you want to read that. We'll go take a look around. Now, these are pretty empty. But some interesting furniture there. But these aren't the main attraction. These are just some of the first little motel cabin things here at the front. And most of them are pretty empty. But there's the whole thing back there we'll go take a look at now. And that over there is the location where the school was. As you can see, the sign. So the school would have been up that way, with what's part of the town. Isn't this neat that we get to play around with this? Yeah, Amboy School, even appropriately worn. I love that it's worn. It's not like this is perfectly restored. This is pretty old and decrepit looking, which kind of fits the whole general vibe of like a desert, almost ghost town. But yes, here's the first part. I think this obviously had a building attached to it at some point, so it's been built as it is now. We can even go up the stairs. There's a motel room here. With all the trimmings. There's even a bed in some of these. And stuff on the TVs. There was someone in shadow there and nearly got scared. Let's go take a look downstairs, shall we? Oh, that's a trailer. So yes, these motel rooms are all slightly different too, because this one has a mattress. You've got the AC unit on the wall. Not sure what the Matt's Nails of Democracy stuff is on the walls some places. But it might actually be here, I don't know. But each of them is slightly different. Or at least I think they are. Yeah, there's another one. Now the beds are all the same. They've got the TVs in there. Of course, all the contacts aren't perfect, so you do wander through some bits and pieces of it. But the fact we can go upstairs in these places and look around. Our own little motel room out here in the desert. Very quiet, desolate view. But look at this. This is Flight Simulator, and I'm walking around in Flight Sim as a three-dimensional me in the desert of Mojave. And I'm able to walk up here. I go first person here and just walk around inside a historic landmark and explore it. Ah, the Amboy Motel key there. Whee! But yeah, to see this historic place out here in the desert, to see the various other buildings attached to it, garage here, workshop parts. The creator of this did a fantastic job. In fact, I'm going to look it up for you very briefly now. Okay, I found it here. This was created by Little Bit over on flightsim.to. Like I said, I will link this for you. And it is a fantastic, fantastic recreation of something historic here. It's absolutely a joy to run around with the first-person character mode. I love this about it. I want to see more sceneries like this, where we get to go out and explore real-world places that I might not get to go to. A Southern Pacific rail car, I'm assuming used as a refrigerator here at the restaurant or the gas station. Or a freezer. Up on blocks. A perfectly suitable, thing for the task. lovingly recreated, and I love that back there. The vintage school bus over here, sitting in the desert. Whether this is a real thing that was here as well, I don't know, but maybe it's the original school bus for the Amboy School. I don't know. But this is super cool to be able to see these kind of things. And we got to fly out here today and enjoy this as a little adventure, so I love this. I think you should go get it yourself and take a look. Explore this place for yourself. Get some 50s music blasting and enjoy flying into the 1950s. Great excuse to take the 195 from Coronado out here. Oh, what's this? We can't get it. Oh, I can get in here. Huzzah! Boop! Right, where was I? Oh yes, I wanted a burger. I found a spot to sit down here, out in the desert, and enjoy my time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!